Okay, broadcasting. I believe this is part 107. I have to double check. Let's give it a few minutes, please. Content. Yeah. Hear myself? Hear myself? Yep. Hello everyone, Bubble Ninja 720 here, bringing you part 107 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV. When we last left off, we were working on the Red Mage storyline, so that way we can get the relic weapon for Eureka. So, we're going to continue that. Young Arya has invested in her appearance, it would seem. Doesn't she look the part? Yep. Right, let's break in that new equipment. There is a hostile organization of goblins known as the Illuminati making trouble for the people here in Idleshire. The most prominent threat to the populace seems to be the mechanical soldiers controlled by Illuminati aggressors. I say we do the locals a favor by using these clunking contraptions as combat practice. Sure thing. After your battle with Lambert, however, that may be all they amount to. Especially for you, hero. Your mastery of red magic is such now that I dare say you could handle a mechanical soldier or two on your own. As for you, Arya, your spells have raw power but lack refinement. I think I would prefer to have you training alongside a partner. I wish to try fighting alone. Please understand, before I began learning magic, I felt like I scarcely existed. But when I work to match you and hero, when I see myself improving, that's when I feel the most alive. I want not more than to become a full-fledged red mage. I want to stand at your side and fight as your equal. Well, far be it from me to stop you. Mayhap the perfect way to conquer your difficulties with white magic is to be alone in a situation which offers you little recourse but to rise above them. Both of you should head now towards the Architecton and find your own mechanical foes to overcome. I will be awaiting for you here in the Maker's Quarter. Alright, Arya. Later. Good luck. There's something crucial about that Arya character, and I do not remember what it is. Get a little Phoenix Flame going? Alright, so we're going this way. Hopefully we'll run into some A ranks, or well, definitely not finding an S rank, because I would have said I sense a powerful presence, but an A rank would be extremely good. Pardon me if I still cough and whatnot. I'm still not completely recovered, and I believe I might actually have asthma now, so coming to grips with that would be a little bit of a change up for well, no, like I said, pardon me if I get a coffee. I just have to come to grips to lifestyle changes as I grow older. I was kind of hoping that. Whoa, those are like fireworks. Ah, so you didn't die easily. Gotcha. Go back to Zirin. So the aim of the game is to hit the 70 and then turn around and head to Eureka and try to do what I was going to do earlier by turning in those Aether-type flasks and getting my extra logos action slots. Ah, I have come to recognize that confident step. Well done, hero. Did you happen to spot Arya on your travels? Unless I have sorely overestimated her abilities, I would have expected her to arrive not long after you. Arya did seem intent on proving herself. Pray forgive the tortured metaphor, but I have a feeling she may have sliced off more than she could fry. Come, let us seek out our young mage and render aid if need be. Time to ride in style. Good way to tell if there's an A rank or not is you look for the, you look at their level. Like, I thought that might have been something at second, but it's not. It's 60. It'd be maxed out for the area. Oh, I found her. She looks, worn out. Hero, I did it. I won. Hero, there you are. Is Arya unharmed? My, that is a fair gathering of goblins. From the looks of it, defeating this lot took almost everything she had. Can you walk, my friend? I've never seen you so... Oh, here we go. Give them to me. Your life energies, your souls, I must feed. Her Harrods. She's become like Lambert. Stop this, Arya. It's no use. The hunger has taken over. We'll have to knock her senseless. Oh, we don't even get to fight her. I suggest we take her back to Idyllshire and let her rest at Rowena's establishment. I only hope she'll be more amenable to discussion when she wakes. That's what happened. And I also noticed that there was another triple triad vendor, or not vendor, but like player up in Kugane, over by the pier. They're on the boat. I saw them after a little bit. Last time I was on this character. I haven't done anything with the house since I changed it up. So, I've been too busy fumbling around Eureka, making money, and trying to boost the rare items so that way I can get the extra Magia board. Magicites. Because that would go a long way to being able to gather extra defense. Because you can't have more than 5 in one area. And a good way to doing it is putting 5 in offense and then 2 in the defense. So, but I need like almost 20 million by the market board standards to get those 2 Magicite. Or be extremely lucky and get the drops. And another drop that I like probably be the earrings and the ring. What happened? Did I truly attack you? Gods, why would I do such a thing? I remember defeating that contraption. I remember falling to my knees, exhausted from spellcasting. I remember my thoughts fading away as a roar in my head grew louder and louder, and then nothing. I don't understand what possessed me. Never would I draw my blade on you or Zirin. This was poor judgment on my part. I should not have tested you so harshly. Listen to me carefully now, Arya. I've seen how battle can exhaust you, but I fail to understand what grim truth such exhaustion presaged. In the moment you say a roaring drowned out your thoughts, the color of your hair changed quite distinctly. We witnessed a similar transformation to Lambert ere he began to feed upon living aether. Lambert was able to employ magics of incredible power, but it left him hungering for life force. I believe what you experienced was a surrender to that very same hunger. Cannot be. My erstwhile colleague described how he enacted a change in his physical being. Well, I suppose it is possible such a ritual is performed upon you as well. He mentioned the process requiring many years. You have many more questions, I am sure, but for now you must rest. If this hunger takes hold when your aether is exhausted, then it is even more important that you recuperate from your exertions. Yandaria, do not despair that you have lost yourself. After all, you are in perfect control now, are you not? I am. Thank you, Zarin. Hero, we will seek the cure to Aria's condition. Though I have little knowledge of such forbidden arts, I'm confident that a determined expedition will yield the answers we require. Prepare yourself for another journey. Next Red Mage quest will be available from Zarin Tia upon reaching level 63. The requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal. I need a bottle of water. It'd be a good idea to have one ready. Thank God I have one right next to me. I need a little bit of a swig. Traced in blood. Yeah. Are you ready to depart? The journey I have in mind will take us into the mountains of Girabania, where we will visit the ziggurat built by the Red Mages of Eld. Lambert and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for knowledge of the first incarnation of red magic. That was long ago, before we met Curtis and joined the revolution. Before I realized the manner of hidden wisdom for which Lambert had been truly seeking. The edifice itself has now been overrun by Chichurn, but a thorough expedition could still unearth something of value, mayhap even the secrets behind Lambert's occult transformation. Arya, my friend, I must ask that you remain here and continue your convalescence, and no spellcasting. Not even a lick of flame or to light a candle. In your weakened state, we know not how suddenly the hunger might return. Yes, of course. Just the thought of what might happen is enough to make me feel ill. I'll be fine in my sickbed, but what of you two? Are you really going to travel all the way to Girabania just for me? What would you do if the positions were reversed? If Hero were afflicted by your condition, and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains, what then? Why, I would be out the door in a moment. You would? Thank you, Arya. That you would respond so emphatically is the reason we have no qualms about doing the same for you. Arya's worked so hard to master her skills, and I imagine it will be hard to refrain from training for a while, but she must recover from her exhaustion first before aught else. Come, Hero, the ziggurat awaits. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as swiftly as we are able. Go to Elegana. Probably Aligiri is one that I'm supposed to go to. I always get those two mixed up. It's one of my least favorite areas. Oh, cool. I went to the right one. I still haven't fully explored everywhere. Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the histories of the Red. Did I mention that it was for our forebears in the art of who constructed the ziggurat? It was built to suppress the unstable weather that was whipped up in the wake of that era's calamity, a sort of dampening weight that slowed the land's raging currents of aether to a trickle. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library where successive generations of red mages enshrined their stories and their secrets. It is a shame that so many of these precious slights have since been lost to plunderers, or simply worn down by the ravages of time. As such, I do not expect to find a duly intact record of Lambert's ghastly rite, but at the very least we should discover hints of what the transformation ritual entails. You take one way and I'll take another, and we'll both take care not to fall prey to Chichurn bandits. I'm just gonna fly right on in. I don't need to worry about the Chichurn. Gotti. How did you fare? I discovered a number of tablets myself, which, while positively fascinating, offered little on the subject of occult rituals. Oh, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may have found exactly what we were looking for. It appears to be a record from a time before red magic was unified as a distinct discipline. The passage describes a rite by which one can make a pact with the Void Scent and ingest its blood in exchange for supernatural power. Even amongst their kin, certain creatures of the Void harbor a voracious appetite for living aether. Lambert must have acquired the ability to siphon his victim's life force from one such fiend. The practice in question is said to have started with the family of Maki sorcerers who lived in the era preceding the Sixth Umbrella Calamity. For red mages whose arts draw so heavily upon their own aether, there is an obvious, if distasteful, advantage to stealing a foe's life energies. And if one can employ such energies to fortify and sustain one's own form, as Lambert did, then one can even wield magics beyond the limitations of ordinary mortals. Not surprisingly, however, its tendency to result in aether-starved madmen led to the rite being declared a forbidden art. There's more. Some mention of an alchemical concoction that would serve to sate the hunger of aether when living prey was unavailable, and the helpful scribe has even included a method for its preparation. Arya's transformation was strikingly similar to Lambert's. Surely this concoction would prove effective at curbing her condition as well. Let's see here. It seems the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized aether. Such a substance could be drawn from the core of an urolith, and I'm thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there are uroliths to be found to the east, in the vicinity of the Sleeping Stones. Pray find yourself one of the larger specimens and procure an ethereal core. Once you have what we need, we can rendezvous in the hamlet of Alagana. I shall busy myself collecting the other ingredients. Chop chop. I had to go and get my paperwork. I completely sussed out everything I needed to get the relic weapon. I am sorefully low on protean crystals. That's not going to work. And then I need Pazuzu feathers as well. So I definitely won't even get started on that. I'll just have to do a lot of the gathering off screen. Banked. I need 3 Pazuzu feathers. Okay, so I got the feathers at least. Then I need 31 frosted protean crystals, which I don't have. I need 500 Pagos crystals, which I definitely have. I got 5 Louis Ice. Then I need 650, which I don't have. And then I need 5 Flames, which I don't have. And then I need 350 crystals, which I do have, and crystal scales, which I do have. Were you able to procure a suitable core? Ah, yes, this will do nicely. Enough to create a decent-sized dose, at any rate. I've gathered together the other ingredients, so all that's left to do is deliver them into the hands of an experienced alchemist. Ah, but Arya must be wondering where we are. Why don't you go on ahead to Idleshire and avail her of our progress? I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished haggling with the potion mixers in Ul'dah. There's one guy you need to go to. He'll take care of you. I forgot his name, but he's the potions guildmaster. He likes dealing in that type of stuff. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 stages to complete. Oh, I wasn't supposed to go to Kugane. I wasted a port. I'm thinking about this area. I'm gonna need to start buying some more, whatchamacallit soon. How much do I have? That's not a lot. Kind of potion, and it's supposed to help with the hunger. That will be one less worry then. Do you think Zirin will be back soon? Eventually. I am returned. Arya, pray drink this concoction, and I shall tell you of our discoveries in Girabania. Aye, by the gods. The taste was not exactly pleasant, but I already feel much recovered. It's as if a cool stream of water was poured on the fire in my chest. I don't know how to thank you. Your smile is the finest reward we could ask for, but I ask that you do not become complacent. That tonic is merely meant to help replenish your depleted ether. It will do not to undo the underlying affliction. I understand. If I exhaust my mana again, I'll be back where I was, a savage controlled by hunger, which means I should still give up on training for now. For now. So you think Lambert infused me with void scent blood while I was held captive? According to what I found in the Yellow Jackets incident records, the span of time that elapsed between your kidnapping and subsequent rescue was not terribly long, and for much of your ordeal you were shut inside a box. It seems unlikely that there was sufficient opportunity to perform a highly complicated and dangerous ritual. No, we must look elsewhere for the truth behind your condition. You must let me help you. If it allows me to begin practicing magic again even one day earlier, it is torture watching the moments pass, wasting time I could be using to catch up to you. You'll never catch me. You'll get there. I'll certainly try, though I'm not sure what help I'll be. I think we'll have our suffering friend delve into the scrolls for us. The Sharlayaans have left behind a veritable mountain of lore through which we can dig for answers. Hero, I shall leave you to your training. After all, you must give Arya an ever-growing peak to look up to. Sure thing. I'll be the rival. Give me the muds. Nightkin. Greetings, hero. Arya and I have begun wading through a sea of ancient texts, but we've yet to fish out any promising cures for her condition. I did, however, recall something which may help narrow down our search. Long ago, Lambert had one particular book which he would read with uncommon intensity. I've forgotten the title now, but I do remember that inside were scrawled the memoirs of a deranged killer who was executed as a heretic in Ishgard. This criminal is said to have committed a number of ritualistic murders, all carried out with the most peculiar form of thaumaturgy. I merely thought it a vulgar choice of reading material at the time, but now I wonder if that peculiar form of thaumaturgy was what kept Lambert glued to its pages. It sounds positively awful, and yet it might just give us the clues we've been missing. I'll see if I can't track those memoirs down. I understand it's quite a rare volume, and when it comes to hunting down elusive treasures, it may be worth consulting a professional treasure hunter. Hero, are you acquainted with Midnight Dew? Why don't you take Ari and pay her a visit? Sure thing, boss. I will try my hand at a different route. It's a long shot, but Rowena is known to stock a truly eclectic range of wares. Be careful with Rowena. Don't let her rope you into her little script and tombstone hustle. Ooh, I haven't done my stuff here yet. We gotta go ahead and do that. Near Eastern Antique. I'll do that later, though. Let's not get sidetracked. Ah, it's you. Something you need. A heretic's memoirs for the young lady here. Bit of an odd request, but who am I to judge? Oh, so you're working with Zira and Tia then. Thought you wanted it for some sort of tasteless personal collection. Let me think now. Ishgardian heretic ritualistic killings. Oh hells, it couldn't be. One of my fellow salvagers was just telling tales of a treasure he'd spied in the Great Gooba Library, a rare book called Nightkin. Claims he glimpsed the title as he was running for his life through Rhapsody's Quadrangle. To the sought-after tome for collectors of the macabre, said to be written by an Ishgardian murderer who believed himself some manner of demon, half a diary, half a grimoire, and chock full of bloody lunacy. Well, it certainly fits the description. We should head back to Rowena's to share the news with Ziran. Thank you for your help, Midnight. What is her unlock? Let me Google that for you. Community service. Wait, did I beat you in Triple Triad yet? Maybe another time, lad. I have other things need attended to first. Okay, so I haven't even unlocked her yet. Yes, Nightkin, that was the title. Written by a killer who thought himself born a fiend. Such a belief would certainly brand him a crazed heretic in Ishgard, but I suspect the truth is he was much like Lambert, a mage who delved too deeply in forbidden arts. And you say the book was seen in the Great Gooba Library. I've not entered that place since the Charlian departed this land. What of you, hero? I've been in there. Like the back of your hand, eh? Well then, I vote for you to be our guide. Oh. I had to know the library's guardians had turned hostile. I'm sorry, Arya, but you will have to remain behind. No sense putting you in a situation where you might be forced to fling spells. I would have liked to have seen those fabled shells, but you're right, of course. Come, hero. Let us hurry through the hinterlands ere some intrepid scavenger makes away with our prize. Don't worry, Arya. I got him for you. Liren ain't getting hurt with me around. Well, you might get a few scratches, but he ain't dying while I'm around. Need to go all the way to the library, which is, I think, is in the southeast area. Yep. Area is so large. Alright. Right, let's not dawdle once we're inside. We make straight for Rhapsody's quadrangle and leave as soon as we've acquired the tome. From what I remember, the book Lambert would read was of a fair thickness and bound in leather covers. Hopefully it will not be too difficult to find. I'm getting synced down to 67. Speed Reader. I love the reading pun names of the enemies in here. Racking them. Haha. Oops. Apparently I was accidentally targeting Zirin instead of my enemy. I'll use my melee at a later date. Pretty sure there's some big baddie at the end that I gotta deal with. Stop with the paralyzing. Or the petrifying attempts. It's annoying. Oh, the quadrangle was the end slot? Gotcha. In the year 960 of the Sixth Astral Era, a murder did occur wherein a member of the clergy was struck down by a knight of common birth, the dutiful knight. The knight, whose name was Stefaniel, wet his blade in the priest's blood after witnessing the unspeakable abuse of an orphan waif under the pretense of an exorcism. May his conviction in the face of corrupted faith be praised. Sketches of Divinity. The pages contain incredibly detailed pictures of female deities at various stages of undress. No male divinities appear to be included in this collection. The Arcana Killer. During the Thorn Dynasty, a series of unsolved killings shook the very foundations of Ul'dah. The murderer was so named for the practice of leaving a card from the deck of Arcana by the bloody bodies of the slain. Officials publicly suggested that the murderer selected targets based upon divination. As several key figures of a faction that opposed the royal house were prominent amongst the victims, however, it was whispered that the seemingly random slaughter was merely a cover for political assassinations. Angels in Darkness. An Angel in Darkness. The ink is faded to the point of illegibility. Diary of a Goldsmith. Today I visited at Twelveswood. Lady Amandine of the D'Artancourts, a regular patron of mine, bid me call upon her household. I set off with confidence, my latest masterpiece in hand, but it was within the walls of Hawk Manor that I beheld the true pinnacle of perfection. You will not get me, Fiend. Oh, whoops. I probably should get out of that. That'd be a good idea. Haha. You're not magic bursting me. Put this over here. Whoop. I'm gonna put it over here. Gotcha. Basically like fighting this boss solo. Yay, he's done. Nightkin. I am the descendant of demons, a scion of tainted blood. It is for my brethren born into darkness, for the Nightkin, that I pen these words. The holy men will insist my teachings are madness, the ravings of a deranged killer. But you shall learn that all I ascribe henceforth is eldritch truth, and their faith the twisted lie. You did well in there, hero. I've never known acquiring a book from a library to be such a strenuous endeavor. May I see the tome? Yes, the author does certainly seem convinced of his demonic heritage. I could see how the clergy of the time would have passed these writings off as a heretic's delusion, but the spellcraft contained within is aught but incoherent rambling. Within his memoirs, this mage has provided specific instructions on the workings of forbidden sorcery. Little wonder that Lambert spent so much of his time studying the tome's secrets. But there is more, much more. Let us return to Idleshire. Arya needs to hear this. What level is this? 65, we're almost there. Sweet. I just gotta get to 70. So I started building up my other Zelda, or Link costumes, I should say. Legend of Zelda themed. So once I get up to a certain level, I'll be able to don the Master Sword and the Mirror Shield and the like. It'll be kind of cool. I'm working on a few other things. It's just basically a little subtle color variances, and of course, the weapon will be different. I think the earliest that I could technically have the quote-unquote Master Sword setting would be 74 for Paladin. Which means I just got 12 more levels to don that. And then after that, it could be pushed on to 80-ish for the final form. I've just finished slogging through the last pages of the Nightkin. There were truths I discovered which made it difficult to continue, but amongst a mounting sense of horror I found hope. Thus I bid you listen until the end of my tale. I shall begin with the author himself. And so this man who wrote the Nightkin was not merely some disturbed killer, but a mage who had mastered the arts of the ancients. Exactly so. A century ago in Inchgard, this monster in mortal guise devoured all manner of forgotten texts, teaching himself everything from red magic to Maki summoning rituals. The secret to his seemingly inexhaustible power lies in his bloodline. He was directly descended from a Maki archmagus who had ingested the lifeblood of the Void Sent Queen Lilith. In fact, it was with this very archmagus that the vile practice of infusing oneself with Void Sent blood first began. I believe I told you how the Red Mages later outlawed these rituals, but the damage had already been done. Lilith's insidious energies had been passed on to the Archmagus' heirs. This clan of aether-drinking spellcasters became known as those who were born into darkness, the Nightkin. The revelation which truly shook me, however, was yet to come. I discovered that Lambert was a scion of the Nightkin clan, and quite likely so are you, Arya. The book's author was of the Caloise family, a surname shared by Lambert. I need a drink. Where's my water? Where's my water? Oh, there it is. With no small amount of trepidation, I determined to look once more into your family records, and learned that the Calloway's name is also prevalent on your mother's side. This could be no coincidence. Are you saying that Void Sent blood runs in my veins? It explains your preternaturally strong affinity for black magics. When I remember that Lambert was of a similar arcane disposition, the connection is even more obvious. He had no need to ingest fiendish blood, he simply awoke the corruption which had always lurked within him. The rituals for doing so were clearly described in the pages of the Nightkin. Were these rituals performed upon me too? Again, it is doubtful considering their complex requirements. My theory is that your latent talents were stirred into wakefulness quite by accident through your induction into the ranks of the Red. I wonder, however, why the same awakening that took years for Lambert occurred so swiftly in you. An innate affinity, mayhap. Whatever the case, this unstable condition was triggered by your desire for control certainly explains Lambert's parting barb about the injustice of your fate. But all is not lost. There is a way to undo the curse of your lineage. The first Calloway drew Lilith into our physical world by providing immortal hosts for her soul to possess. He stood unflinching before the fiendish queen he had summoned, and forged with her a bargain of blood and darkness. Once the Archmagus had partaken of her essence, however, he entrapped her inside a heavily glyphed box. Her material form thus captured, Lilith was unable to return to her shadowy realm. It was written that her imprisonment on this plane of existence was a necessary act, lest the potency of her blood began to wane. Do you understand what this means, Arya? I think so. The corruption inside me will last only as long as the Void Sent Queen remains in our world. Oh, I see. We need to find that box and banish Lilith back into the Void. Exactly right. Defeat the Void Sent and the curse upon your blood is lifted. Of course, a creature of Lilith's stature would ordinarily present a near insurmountable challenge. We are fortunate, then, that the summoner bound her essence to a feeble vessel to prevent her from manifesting her full power. Even we few should stand a chance against this lesser incarnation. Now it appears the author succeeded in tracking down Lilith's prison, and though the book makes no mention of the event, it is entirely possible that the box passed into his possession. Our surest bet will be to follow in his footsteps. Rest and prepare, my friends. We have an exciting adventure ahead of us. Sounds fun. Child of Lilith. So we have one more mission after this. Ah, hero. Your fellow student has had the most astonishing dream. Why don't you tell him about it, Arya? It was so disturbingly vivid. I dreamed of the man who wrote the Nightkin. In a corner of the house in which he hid away from the world, he kept a coffin-like box. Black as night it was, its sides marked with jagged lines of purple. As he watched over it unblinking, an inquisitor broke through the door with a company of knights. Half the soldiers were ordered to haul the man away to the tribunal, while the other half seized the coffin. This coffin you describe is the very image of a Maki tool of containment. 'Tis as if you saw a vision of past events. It was probably just a nightmare, though, brought on by the tales in those memoirs. Well, as things stand, your dream is the best lead the memoirs have given us. Let us pay a visit to the tribunal in Ishgard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I say. What are you wearing? Rathalos mail. It's alright. Tribunal in Ishgard. I would love to be able to have NPCs like knights to stand guard for housing. That'd be awesome. Standard bearers and stuff like that. Hero, thank the gods. This officious bureaucrat refuses to allow me access to their records. Mayhap he will listen to you. Hero, did you say? What strange coincidence that you bear the same name as... Ah, it is you, in the flesh. My apologies for not recognizing you sooner. Whatever the hero of Ishgard requires, we shall not hesitate to provide. This was in regards to the heretic killer who left those awful memoirs, yes? Your request shall be given the highest priority. Pray understand, however, that records or objects of objects seized in the previous century are not immediately at hand. It may take some time to scour the archives. Just like that, eh? A moment ago you were ready to cast me out into the snow. Huh. Mayhap you should take Arya on a tour of the city. I'll stay here with our new friend and help guide his search. I suppose we would just be in the way here. Could we go to the last vigil? I hear the view is spectacular. Yeah, we could go there. Ooh, by fire be purged. This is amazing. I was told you could look out over the entire city from up here, and I couldn't wait to see it for myself. Fond of such sights, are you? So you are fond of high places, then. If they come with a view such as this, I am. I would ask why you keep asking me that, but I'm afraid the answer would lead to even stranger questions. To be honest, though, I wanted to burn this first sight of Ishgard into my mind, to fill the empty spaces in my memory with wonderful vistas. When you first rescued me, I knew not who I was or where I belonged. As I've said before, I scarcely felt that I existed. But the well of my memories is no longer empty. Though it has been put but a small fraction of my life, my journey with you has shaped me into what I am now. So you can understand why I am so eager to return to our training. Red magic has given me the power to fight against a fate that would have left me hollow. Hero, Arya, we've learned the resting place of Lilith's prison. As incredible as it may seem, the coffin from your dream matched the description of the heretic's box, purple lines and all. The Inquisitors were apparently so unnerved by its fell energies that they cast the thing into a ravine. The place in question is known by the delightful name of Witch Drop, and is to be found in the Kurth Central Highlands. Swarming with void scent, or so I'm told. Shall we? I know exactly where Witch Drop's at. Tell me, does my red mage attire look a little gaudy? I kind of like the wings, though. It's almost done. I still need to get gloves, boots, pants, and a helmet for it. But, you know, I like my glasses. And of course, I need a weapon skin. Oh, there's no behemoth up. The chasm is crawling with fiends, just as described. Are they drawn by Lilith's dark essence, I wonder? Let us descend into its depths and begin digging. Mayhap the very power which attracts the void scent will help guide our efforts. Oh, you will be able to follow us down there, won't you, Arya? I seem to recall you had a crippling fear of ghosts and spirits. What? No, I'm fine. There are no skeletons or specters here, so I'll be fine. Perfectly fine. So fine you felt the need to tell me 3 times. Well, considering your current troubles with spellcasting, you'd best stay close in any case. An ominous coffin lies buried beneath the snow. Wow, I found it on the first go. Yeah. By the way, that coffin is what you can get for your house if you make a Maki coffin. Only one bearing my blood gift may break the seal, slayed this pretender. Yeah, you can actually get that as an actual bed for your house. Not a true bed, you won't sleep in it, but you can lay in it, open it up, and close it and stuff like that. You can double smash me, I don't care. Because you're dead. Not a smart thing to leave Lilith's coffin by itself, but I have to. Under a shallow mound of snow, you say? Extraordinary. Only one bearing my blood gift. Could this mysterious voice belong to Lilith herself? Let me try opening the coffin. If the voice is telling the truth, then I'm the only one who can. Very well, hero. Lead us to your dig site. $5 says that the coffin's disappeared because I dug it up and left it alone. And we still have one more mission to go. Nope, still there. I'm surprised. It looks just as it did in my dream. I'm going to open the lid. I can feel the waves of malice even through the wards. This is no lowly imp. Proceed with caution, Arya. Lilith may be in a weakened state, but she is still a queen amongst her kind. Let us not be caught unprepared. Gotcha, fam. We knock it out. Together. The power of teamwork. Gods above. At last I am free from that miserable prison. 1,000 years of scheming come to fruition. Yield unto me thy vessel, child. Thou shalt be hosted with mine immortal glory. Host, you seek to possess Arya's body. It's the masterpiece of centuries. For generations have I guided the dreams of my blood-gifted, bringing them together and strengthening their line. When at last the chosen one was born, I sent another to secure my precious vessel. He commanded his own puppets, never knowing he was mine. Lambert. Heed me, child, my darling creation. I am the reason for thine existence, for the entanglement of thy sires, for thy deliverance unto solitude. Do not listen, Arya. Her words are poison. Come, deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. This was always meant to happen. My parents, my uncle, all of it. Sweet child. Ah, shit. Why don't we strike it down? Arya, no. Should have stabbed her when you had the chance. Now we gotta go chase her down. Gods damn it, Arya moved as if entranced. Lilith must have some hold over those who bear her blood. It was Arya's dream that led us here into a trap. If we are to believe that hissing serpent, this meeting was 1,000 years in the making. But all's not lost. See how she did not immediately claim Arya's body for her own? From what I understand of such things, in order to possess a mortal host, Lilith must conduct a ritual of exacting preparations. There is time yet to deduce the location to which she fled. Let us return to the pillars and consider the possibilities. Oh, dang, I was kind of hoping that was Behemoth for a second. I flew right into that. Actually, let's go to the broom. I think that's the closest one. Why can't you jump off? Oh, that's why. Lilith's words yet echo in my ears. Deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. Arya became a red mage to gain control over her fate, and I'll be damned if we abandon her to this one. With first things first, we must expand every effort towards finding the place where the Void Sen has taken our colleague. The ritual preparations will not take forever. Good thing that I'm ready right now. Ooh, I get very holy. With heart and steel. Hero, I've decided we should go to the Thaumaturge's Guild in Ul'dah for help with tracking down Arya, of course. I've been doing some research into Void Sen possessions, and as I suspected, the process is not a simple one. Even so, I doubt we have the time for me to become a fully fledged expert on the subject. We need one right now. The Thaumaturges are one of the few organizations familiar with our quarry. Considering how they are also the modern successors to the arcane knowledge of Mach, their shelves may even hold ancient lore that could tell us more about Lilith. Let us be away. Ah, Hero, I've just been explaining our woes to Prelate Yayake here. Well, when Zirin spoke of another colleague, I didn't expect to be meeting one of our own Thaumaturges. Now then, the tomes with passages pertaining to the Void Sen Lilith are all forbidden occult works. Abhorrent volumes chained to the shelves in our deepest archives, never again to see the light of day. I'll just pop back there and grab one or two. If you could wait over there for a moment. Gladly. By Thal, she's even more sinister than I imagined. With no mention of her presence in the past millennium, I had thought Lilith destroyed, yet it would seem she is very much alive and exceedingly dangerous. Her most fearsome aspect is the power to enslave a person's will. If we include all those with even a whisper of her essence within their veins, she has slithered inside the minds of a veritable army. The sigil employed by this Lambert of yours is a second-hand manifestation of Lilith's ability. We would but need to coat a tool with his tainted blood, then engrave her name in the flesh of his victims to create the unthinking puppets you described. Well. And that was but a faint echo of her true power. Correct. A power she will not hesitate to bring to bear on the mortals she so despises. Archmagus Callowise made doubly sure of that when he lured her into his trap. As well as a talent for draining the life force of her prey, Lilith is also known for spitting venom, a truly hideous opponent. But the Archmagus came prepared with potent antidotes. Undone by her summoner's treachery and the limitations of her mortal host, Lilith found herself divested of her beloved rod and sealed inside a Machi's sarcophagus. And then spent the next 1,000 years plotting her escape. It is as you say, but mere freedom is not her endgame. Above all else, I imagine Lilith desires a form which allows her to manifest the fullness of her terrible power. She means to reinvest her soul within the perfect vessel, and thus enhance the strength of her incarnation by an order of magnitude. The perfect vessel. Lilith carefully orchestrated Arya's conception over the span of centuries. If we do not oppose her now, I dread to think what havoc such a cunning and powerful fiend could wreak upon Eorzea. This kind of sounds like Diablo 3 a little bit. Look what she has accomplished already. So subtle were her manipulations that not a single one of the Nightkin realized her plan or sought to destroy her. Well, this has all been very enlightening, and we are still no closer to finding Arya. Have you any ideas? In order to invest herself within a new host, Lilith will need to recreate the conditions of her original summoning as faithfully as possible. Alignment of the stars, weather, location, that sort of thing. The location I can tell you. Assuming the ground itself hasn't fallen into an abyss, Lilith will have taken your friend to a summoning circle in the ruined city of Mach. Does not the Weeping City lie in the swamps of Yafime? No getting there without an airship and a pilot, eh? Oh, but not to worry. We know the very person who can help us on that count. Deputy President Jessity of Garland Ironworks. I shall contact her immediately. Immediately. Oops. I've been in touch with Jessie. After that assassination business, as she puts it, she was more than happy to lend us a company ship. Prelate Iyake, you've been an immense help. How can we repay you? That won't be necessary. The guild was already richly compensated by a certain merchant. He requested we aid any mages of the Red who might happen to seek our knowledge. You are acquainted with the Master Wilkin. It would seem he's been quite generous in spreading his wealth around Loldad, and sure you encounter no refusals or inconveniences. Well, well, the gratitude of a wealthy merchant is a fine thing to have. Right, 'tis time we were off to Revenant's Toll. Jessie will be waiting. Don't forget to stock some antidotes. I'll be terribly disappointed to hear you died to Lilith's venom after the tale I told you. Won't be necessary. Cut to me later screaming, why did I buy the antidotes? Zirhan's told me the story, and I have an airship ready to fly. I'll pilot you into the swamp myself. I said I'd return the favor to Arya, and I don't go back on my promises. Shall we go? I'm moored on the northern bank of the lake. Alright, cool. I need a drink. Hero, the plan is simple. We cut through the ruins as quickly as we can and unleash merry hells on the Voidsent Queen. The outcome of this battle will decide Arya's fate. Bring everything you have, and make sure that includes a vial or two of antidote. Sure thing, boss. I'll just make sure to use my cure. Bear cure a lot. So basically they're taking us into a raid from Heaven's Ward that I haven't unlocked yet. The Weeping City of Mach. I'll eventually get to that, but it's got some interesting stories, so I'd want to do it on stream. And of course, you know, the cutscenes and all that jazz. This looks like the Enterprise. Ready then. Got your gear, emptied your bladder. We make straight for the ruins of Mach. Yep, level 70. Gotcha. Ready to go. Aw, man, my smoothie's still frozen. All aboard, folks. I don't know much about this demon witch, but you send her back to the void. I want to see Arya safe and sound. Roger. Lilith only has one chance at this ritual, but once she knows we're there to stop her, she may begin the ceremony anyway, conditions be damned. If that happens, then we must defeat the fiend ere she forces her soul into Arya's body. We will triumph over Lilith and free our companion from her curse. Sure thing. And this is the Weeping City of Mach. Alright, cool. I like the music here. I might need to run it so that way I can get the the actual thing, the orchestrating roll. of looks like Marilith a little bit. Ooh, I get to use my Vare Flare. I really hate this setup. Having to deal with those is kind of annoying. The meteors. What are you doing, Zira? Burn. Gotcha. Now's the time to use that antidote. Too late. Took her down to Chinatown. Alright. Arya, Lilith is slain. Come back to us now. Damn it, why won't she wake? Where am I? Where is everyone? I see. This is my own mind. I'm being forced aside by that fiend. Yes, accept thy fate, child. Mine own form was destroyed, but within thy vessel has my soul taken refuge. Once thy will hath diminished unto oblivion, mine essence shall transform the shell. I will rise anew, glorious and complete, and then shall I wreak my vengeance upon all the children of man. Seek not to defy me, my darling creation. Surrender to the void. Surrender to me. Lilith created me. I have to accept this fate. It was what I was always meant to be. Forgive me, hero. There were so many more memories I'd hoped to make. Farewell. No, this cannot be all there is. I want more. I want to live. Do not torture thyself, child. Your will is forfeit. Thy fate is sealed. Ooh, nice weapon. I decide my own fate. Nope, there's thundering in the distance. Arya, welcome back, my friend. Siren, hero, look out, Lilith is still here. Your soul is safe now. Lilith is gone. You triumphed over her at the last. A chance I wouldn't have had if you'd not destroyed her in the flesh. With a stout heart and the power of red magic, there is no foe we cannot overcome. As the two of you have so amply proven. Give me my gear. I want my relic weapon. Now let us put this dreary ruin behind us. But have a care for your surroundings. This old city is home to more than sinister void scent. We did it, hero. 'Twas a hard-won battle, but your heart and steel carried the day. And we must express our gratitude to Jesse for conveying us to the ruins in the first place. Nay, I was but returning the favor. Unlike certain presidents I could mention, I don't like to leave the books unbalanced. Now I'd best be getting this bureau back to the company dock, so this is farewell for me. Take care, Jesse, and thank you. Shall we head back to town, then? Ah, there's not like a successful rescue attempt to put a smile on my face. 'Tis wonderful to have our companion back safe and sound. It's wonderful to be back. I cannot wait to begin my training once more. Arya, about your training, surely you felt the change within yourself. Your proclivity for spellcasting was a property of Lilith's blood. Now that her corruption has faded from your veins, so too has your aptitude for the arcane. Yes, I feel the difference. My aether is so weak now that I doubt I could cast even the simplest of magics. I wonder how you would take the news, but you seem almost happy. I am. This way I get to study magic from scratch and know that all my achievements will truly be mine. Of course, this means I'll have a lot more work to do before I can catch up to Hero. But having such a distant goal will be what pushes me to endure the training ahead. Don't overdo it. I'll be waiting. I'll get there one day. You have the heart of a red mage, that's for certain. Start yourself off with the basics of thaumaturgy and conjuring. A foundation you've built yourself will be far more stable than the instinctual power you possessed before. And when you've grasped the fundamentals, I can start your training in red magic again. I look forward to that day, Xeron. As for you, Hero, you've grown stronger than ever. You've known for some time now that the magics of a red mage are fueled by the caster's own aether. The potency of your spells is a reflection of your indomitable spirit. And I dare say that the soul crystal you bear will reward your dedication to the art by granting you new knowledge. Thus concludes my stint as a mentor for the now. Hero, you have graduated from my lessons, and Arya, you must ready yourself to begin all over again. You have flung yourself into Revolution's smoldering ashes and reignited the fires of Alamigo's glory. Remember the light you brought with that liberation when next you plunge ahead into the darkness. Xeron, you speak as if you mean to leave us. Aye, I must return to my pilgrimage, but fear not. Those who defy the tides of destiny are always drawn together, sooner or later. And so this is not farewell, merely a temporary parting of ways. Eagerly do I await the day our paths cross again, my friends. Wait, you didn't give me my relic weapon. There it is. It's morphin' time. I know I did that joke before. This concludes the Red Mage quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers must be registered to your service account, and you must have completed the main scenario quest Shadowbringers. You must have completed a role quest, A Tearful Reunion. Once you have done so, the next Red Mage quest will be available from Arya. Red on arrival, too. Yeah! There it is. Duelist attire. I now have the Merglace. Alright, so now we can go back to Kugane. I need to go ahead and do a few things in Hydatos. How much time have I spent? Almost an hour and a half. Not too shabs. First off, we're gonna go try and find that person. Yeah, they're up there. See that? Hetsukaze? I gotta find a way to get up there, though. I think I see where I gotta go. And of course there's that airship that's just been floating out there. That's for another raid for Stormblood. It challenges it. Excellent. I was hoping to test a new strategy I've been working on before I play against my more experienced friend. Well, you have 2 cards. Chaos Swap plus and same. Jesus. Oh, you stole a very good card from me. It's gonna be a tie. The swap and chaos screw me over big time. Now I win. Ooh, and I got a Sujika card. Another defeat, it seems. I must refine my strategies there. I pose a credible threat to Botan. I just need one more card from him. And I've already gotten all the cards for Botan. I think I got all the cards from Botan. Botan's over here. Yep, I got all of her cards. Botan's actually a character from one of my favorite animes, Yu Yu Hakusho. Alright, so I need to find the alchemist, which is over here. Yay. I'm the only one here. Expand your Logos action window. I can indeed prepare a sturdier vial, which will allow you to safely carry a greater number of transubstantiated menimes. But I must first be furnished with the proper component. The receptacle you have there should do nicely. If you might surrender it to me for inspection. Yes, this is perfect. Allow me a moment or two and I shall coat it with the necessary alchemical solutions. And 'tis done. Now you can carry another mnemonic potion in your pocket, as it were. And yet, I do believe there is still room for more. Bring me another suitable receptacle, and I shall repeat the process for you. You have expanded your Logos Actions window to 4 slots. You can repeat the expansion process 2 more times. You've expanded your logos actions window to 5 slots. You can repeat the expansion process one more time. This will also give me another inventory slot back. This is your third such file, is it not? Even with its more robust containment properties, I fear my new receptacle has a limit to how much etheric resonance it can dampen. But consider this, you have helped us achieve the theoretical maximum capacity for close proximity conveyance, with currently available materials, of course. You have expanded your Logos Actions window to the maximum of 6 slots. I can discard all these. Yay! My Logos is topped off. My Logos is topped off. Yay. I have a few more logograms, too, that I've gotten. I could try and unlock some things, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Alright, so... Alright. I need to find that piece of paper that I hid. Reach long and prosper, Return of the Bull. I think I've done Return of the Bull. Probably not. Anyways, I could just go to the Alamegan Quarter and deal with that. So let's go ahead and push some more story. That should work. Greetings, Sans. The commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Yes, please. Show me in. Oh, it's these guys.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Of course.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Good luck.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Untold sorrow must be changed.
Bad timing.
Ahead looms a calamity. Beyond become instant. Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
So Alphino is safe, for the present at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lise tasked us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. I see you have tidings for Lord Hien. May I show you in? Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. The Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the steppe tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbors from Nagsha and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca, though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance still will somewhat delay their official induction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. I am glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphino. His fate is ever far from my thoughts, and not only because he is our emissary. As for the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agreed that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in the western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall on the burn is in place. The all-important Alagon energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious, a name drawn from the four lords of legend perhaps, Serious Aegis or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Azzy's law firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. Might as well. I will come too if you don't mind, though I am not Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, I would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Wear the storms. Ooh. Lagman. No. We'll take that. Saryu's Wall. We will cross the burn by Yule and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Whew, man. I'm gonna have to go get some food after this. My stomach is like growling. Give the word when you're ready to take wing. Yes, let's head to the burn.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming. $1,000 yards, 2,000, 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Oh, look.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us.
And slap.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Is that Alphino? No. Shadowhunter. Yeah, he is with Alphino.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
Oh yeah, he was the one that got taken. I forgot about that. Crud.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
And the secret reveals itself. The Black Wolf, Gaius Van Baelsar.
Aye, Gaius Van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given.
One I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
Do you remember how it unfolded?
Yeah.
How
I blew you out of
deceived
that.
by Lahabrea. How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea. The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least.
Pardon me. Trying to suck up some of my smoothie.
A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge. My principal quarry was to be Lahabrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the Red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was Lahabrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
We have files on Lahabrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
I believe it's Elidibus.
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility, and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno C.A. Galvus.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
It reminds me of the Mako reactors from Final Fantasy VII and Nibelheim.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
You're right, there are more important matters at hand, and we'll settle this another time. We'll go with more important matters.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least. Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
There's only a few pieces of that chest piece that bothers me, mainly the sleeves of the arms and the frills that they have on it. Otherwise, it would be a really good piece of gear. I like it. It's just the little frilly bits that kind of annoy me. Alphino is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining it as we speak. I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphino is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alice, I do, but Alphino has returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion, yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Seryu's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies at Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aldenard Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldenard friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I am certain that they will afford Alphino a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Chirurgian accompany him every elm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri, I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo, enlist all those capable of teleportation, and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. Lisa and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. That they would. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom.
Our supplies at Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus. Like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
Hey!
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Oh, Emmett Selk, how I've missed you. Ooh, determination and critical hit. Ooh, crit and direct hit, though. Might have to get that. Parlay on the front lines. We must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Hakuro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. I've just received word from Lise. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we're to report to a resistance officer stationed in Porta Praetoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. And unfortunately, this is at the 2-hour stream time. So I gotta end it here. Thank you all for watching. This has been part 107 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV. If y'all liked it, give me a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber, keep up with the content. Comment down below and tell me what you think about the game and my gameplay. There are no spoilers, please, and I will see you in the next video. Catch you then. Later. Time to get some food.